Because Andres Sabatier made such short work of Danny Melendez in winning the World Flyweight Championship, we're able to bring you another title fight tonight, a 9-round FFKA U.S. light welterweight title bout between Curtis, the explosive thin man Bush from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He's got a record of 31-4-2 with 24 victories by knockout. His opponent is Chuck Cypress from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, with a record of 15-3 and 3 wins by knockout. Now, Jeff, it's an interesting matchup because Chuck Cypress does not have the experience that Curtis Bush has going into this fight.
Well, Chuck Cypress has 17 years of martial arts training in his background, and of course that will have a play in the fight also. But Curtis Bush, not many people have as much experience as him. He just came off a world title shot, which ended in a split decision where neither fighter won. It was a draw, and after that fight, it's going to be interesting to see how he comes back.
In fact, Chuck Cypress has 19 fewer fights than Curtis Bush. And earlier today, I asked Chuck if he was a bit apprehensive about that.
Not apprehensive. I have to respect Curtis Bush for his experience. However, he's never fought me, and I'm sure that he'll be surprised with my ability as opposed to his other opponents.
The longest fight you've had in your career is 5 rounds. How have you prepared to go 9?
We've done a lot more distance training. The fights that have gone 5 rounds, I was prepared. I could have went longer rounds. However, the extent of the match was just 5. So the number really doesn't bother me. I expect to be in shape for it.
You've had 17 years of experience in the martial arts. You've said that you want to develop your boxing skills more, and you've worked hard to do that. How so?
Well, I've been working with boxers, boxing trainers, and just really getting in the ring and working with our sparring partners. It's a lot different than playing karate.
Chuck Cypress said he's a very natural 147 pounds, feels very comfortable fighting at this weight, and Jeff, that has to be a positive for Chuck.
Well, Curtis Bush has trouble with his weight. He always has to diet and lose the weight towards the last bit of the fight. So it's very important to come in at your natural weight because you tend to be a little stronger than having to lose a few extra pounds at the last little bit. But Curtis Bush has so much power. He's knocked out 24 of his 31 victories, and he has the power to take Chuck away if he makes a mistake.
In fact, Curtis did have to lose about a pound and a half to make weight for this welterweight fight. Now, we asked Curtis Bush. His last fight was a draw against Jerry Trimble. We wondered if he tried to be more demonstrative and attract the judge's attention.
Well, it depends on my opponent. You know, if he comes out hard, I'll be going out hard. And I really can't say. It just depends what happens, you know, in the ring.
So you really put that out of your mind then?
Yeah.
Your last fight, you said you had an arm injury. You were about 75%, and you changed your sparring after that fight. How have you done that?
Well, we're in more protection now, and also we're going, we're toning down a little bit. We're still going hard, but not hard all the way up to the fight. The last couple of weeks, we've been tapering off. We'll be going, you know, less strenuous sparring, you know, try to save a little more for the ring.
I guess, yeah, you don't want to leave your fight in the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
What about the nickname, Explosive Thin Man? How did you get that?
One of my sparring partners gave it to me about 5 years ago, and, you know, I've had it ever since.
How about your weight, 147.9 at the weigh-in? Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I feel good. No problems.
Of his 24 knockouts, 6 have been by the kicking route, so Bush obviously a very polished fighter and an explosive fighter.
Well, he's dangerous with both hands and feet, so you got to be careful with him.
All right, let's take a look at our tail of the tape comparing Curtis Bush and Chuck Cypress. Bush at 25, Cypress at 27. The elder, yet not as experienced inside the ring. A 3-inch height advantage for Bush, weight about dead even. The arm reach, a 2-inch advantage for Bush. That is measured fingertip to fingertip as the fighters extend both arms. What about that advantage, Jeff, as with the leg reach?
Well, I think the height advantage and the arm and leg reach will make a big difference in the fight, in that Chucky Cypress is going to have to go to Curtis Bush to get inside of that longer reach. If he stays on the outside, then Bush can capitalize on that reach.
And the telling comparison, the record, 31-4-2 for Curtis Bush, just 18 fights for Cypress. He's 115, and Bush can take a fighter out with 24 knockouts, as we said, to just 3 for Chuck Cypress. So that's how it looks. Curtis, the explosive thin man Bush, and Chuck, crazy leg Cypress for the FFKA U.S. Light Welterweight Championship. Coming up right after this.
People all over.
Our double dip of championship karate here on ESPN continues as we get set for Curtis Bush and Chuck Cypress. Right now, let's go to ring announcer Lee J. Nelson earlier this evening.
This fight is a 9-round FFKA United States Light Welterweight title bout. Introducing in the red corner, he's from Virginia Beach, Virginia. He's 6 feet tall and weighed in today at 148 pounds. His record is 31 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, 24 of those wins by knockout. He is a former world champion. Please welcome in the red corner, Curtis, the explosive thin man Bush. And his opponent in the blue corner, he hails from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. He's 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 147 pounds. His record is 15 wins, 3 losses, 3 of those wins by knockout. Please welcome in the blue corner, Chuck Crazy Leg Cypress.
Paul Kears giving our fighters a few final words of instruction. Bush at 25 years of age, Cypress at 27, yet it is Cypress who has to come of age in this fight. Round number 1, scheduled for 9.
Both these fighters have a Korean-style background in the traditional martial arts. Curtis Bush studying Tang Sudo, and Chucky Cypress also with Tang Sudo background, which is the Korean style of the martial arts. Usually the Korean style is noted more for their kicking, and so you see both fighters coming out kicking nicely in this first round.
Cypress able to score with the right. So far, Cypress looking to take it to Bush on a boxing level, throwing more combination punches.
Chuck Cypress normally likes to move around a little bit more, but he said today he wanted to get inside because he felt Bush was taller and he was going to have to get in to land the blows effectively.
Halfway through round 1, there's a spinning kick from Curtis Bush.
Chuck Cypress almost ducking into that spinning kick. You got to be careful on those.
And Cypress willing to do a little infighting in round 1.
Referee Paul Kears giving Chuck Cypress a warning for pushing down on the head of Curtis Bush.
Bush lands a right. Now follows it up. Left hook and then a round kick. Cypress trying to clinch and cover up with 20 seconds left in round number 1.
A lot of action in this first round.
Spinning hook kick and
Slipping down.
that's right, Chuck Cypress losing his balance. Good round of action for Chuck Cypress and Curtis Bush. As we take a look at Bush's corner, trainer George Kelly and Chris Bush.
You saw in that first round, our center referee, Paul Kears, was warning Chuck Cypress for pushing down on the head of Curtis Bush. You're not allowed to push or hold behind the neck. It looked like in the corner here of Chuck Cypress, his eye has a little swelling on it. They put a little ice on it to try to bring it down.
Jose Santiago and Gary Lynch working the Cypress corner. And yes, you get a good look as they address some swelling over the left eye of Chuck Cypress. Cypress at 5'9", giving away 3 inches in height to Bush. Round number 2 now, scheduled for 9. And Bush comes out with the side kick as a jab.
He's mixing those kicks. Both guys using good front leg kicks. Bush mixing up with side kick, round kick, and hook kick.
And Bush slips that time after connecting with a right-left combination. And the right did some damage against Cypress.
That's a move that Bush likes to use. He likes to land a couple punches and then push off as he does his back leg round kick.
Cypress pushing down on the head of Bush in the clinch.
Curtis Bush fighting from that southpaw stance. Makes it a little awkward to fight sometimes for a right-sided fighter.
Cypress landing a couple good shots in the face of Bush, but Bush does not look hurt and able to answer with a left and then a spinning back kick. Spinning back fist that time by Bush.
Bush likes to spin when he has his opponent on the ropes. He will spin with that kick, and then he'll mix it up and spin with the hands. So you don't know whether to guard the body or to guard the head.
Good left, and that staggered Cypress a little bit.
Cypress is trying to load up too hard on his punches. He needs to work in a little easier. He's lunging. See how he's throwing those big haymakers.
And Cypress turning his back to Bush as both fighters have made their mandatory kicks. And Bush maybe sensing the kill now.
Chuck is in trouble right now. He doesn't really know where he is.
Spinning side kick, and Chuck Cypress trying to hold on for dear life here in round 2.
Bush almost catching him with the elbow on that spinning back fist. Here's a warning for holding the back of the neck.
Cypress trying to keep Bush away, but here he comes into the corner.
Cypress is not covering up well.
10 seconds left as Paul Kears gives Cypress a standing 8 count. All right, now here's the damage that Bush was able to do as he went upstairs on Cypress.
There's that
left,
right,
the right.
Watch when he does the spin now. He's got an uppercut. Now watch when he throws these spins.
Okay, round number 3. Chuck Cypress in the black pants with the red stripe and Curtis Bush in the black pants with the white stripe.
You see how Chuck has changed his style now. Now he's moving and getting out of the way.
But a spinning back fist by Bush. Cypress trying to fight his way off the ropes. And they're throwing haymakers now. Bush is in trouble.
Nice right hand by Chuck Cypress, but it was a slip. Referee did not count that as a knockdown.
I'll tell you what, Cypress has him in trouble again.
Chuck is fired up. He felt he landed one. It didn't look like Bush was in trouble, but he's landed a couple now. He could be.
Cypress loading up that right and the left. And you have to wonder what Cypress is going to have left if he doesn't take Bush out.
It'll be interesting. There's that spinning back fist and a back kick.
Left spinning back fist, and Cypress now looks like he's in trouble. He'll take a standing 8 count from Paul Kears.
I think he wanted the rest. It didn't look like he was hurt as much as he was tired there.
40 seconds left in round 3. Both fighters have been very busy in round 3.
He was definitely getting hit solid that time. He did not have his hand up blocking those.
Kears telling Bush to stay in a neutral corner as he gives Cypress his second standing 8 count. 20 seconds left in round 3. There's the spinning back fist. He's in a back kick.
He's mixing up those spins now, trying to confuse Cypress. Chuck trying to hold on.
And Curtis Bush able to score at the end of the round with a late punch, but earlier action here, a spinning back fist.
See how he spins on that spinning kick, just misses right there. And here comes the back fist right after that. 1-2, and that caught Chuck solid.
Cypress took all of that. And now here we go with round number 4. And these fighters have given the fans in Portland their money's worth. Bush loading up the left. Cypress on the ropes already in round 4.
Chuck needs to be throwing back with him, not just laying there and absorbing those punches. That's a dangerous position to be, and you see he's catching a few of them.
That's
They're
it.
throwing it in.
Cypress was out on his feet in the left side after a few blows by Curtis Bush. So the explosive thin man, Curtis Bush, the new FFKA U.S. light welterweight champion. And there's a gesture of good sportsmanship as Bush goes over to embrace Chuck Cypress. Bush, his 32nd victory, and he really handed out some punishment to Chuck Cypress.
Now you watch Chuck go back to the ropes, and he just sits there and lets Bush just unload on him. Now a few down to the bottom, and then Bush starts going back to the top. There's a left right on the jaw. There's another one.
Good overhand left. And at that point, Paul Keir said, that's enough.
And so did the corner.
Curtis Bush winning his 32nd fight, his 25th by knockout. And we asked him at the top if he'd try to be more demonstrative after the draw against Jerry Tremble. The answer, yes. We'll be back with more ESPN Championship Karate in just a moment. Welcome back to the Expo in Portland, Maine, where the FFKA U.S. light welterweight title goes to Curtis Bush of Virginia Beach, Virginia. They call him the explosive thin man. And he demonstrated that against Chuck Cypress. Right now, let's go to ring announcer Lee J. Nelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner stops the fight in 23 seconds into the 4th round. The winner in the red corner and the FFKA United States light welterweight champion, Curtis Bush.
Curtis Bush giving a lesson in full contact karate to Chuck Cypress. Cypress with 18 professional fights. Not the man tonight, as you see FFKA President Terry Nye presenting Bush with his championship belt. Right now, Jeff Smith standing by with our new champion.
Congratulations, Curtis, on your victory here, our new U.S. light welterweight champion. How did you feel in that earlier rounds?
I felt good, but a lot of credit to Chuck Cypress. He hit me really good in the second round with a good body or whatever. But I was hurt. I sucked it in so I wouldn't grunt out loud because I didn't want him to get confident. But I felt strong, and hats off to Chuck. He gave me a hell of a fight, a tough fight.
Did you expect him to be that aggressive starting this fight off?
In the back of my mind, I told my cornerman, I have a funny feeling this guy's going to come storming. And, it was true. But he was strong. He had good kicks. He was wild with his hands, but they were strong. I knew how to keep myself tucked in tight, work downstairs to the body, and slowly take him apart. But it was a tough fight.
It looked like the pace that you guys were setting, it didn't look like this was going to go 9 rounds. Did you feel that he started off a little faster than your normal 9-round pace?
Right, well, he started off fast, and I told myself, man, I said, man, if I let this guy pick up the momentum, his confidence is going to rise, and, I don't want no draws like Trimble. And so I figured, heck, I better match him speed for speed, power for power, and hopefully demoralize him. And luckily, that worked out to my advantage. But I hope the crowd enjoyed it. I think it was a good fight. I'm going to wait when it comes on and see it.
You mentioned the Trimble fight. In the earlier interview, you said your training was different for this one. Do you think it paid off for this, and if so, how?
Well, it paid off in the fact that I had more to give in the fight. Usually when I spar for fights, it's like a real fight. And, my partner, my sparring partner, John Willis, hits me hard. I get irked off, and I hit him hard, and it ends up being a dog fight. And we do that for 6 weeks, and by the time the fight comes, I'm not really 100%. So now we told each other, hey, let's just go a little lighter than we usually do, hold our egos down, and just work with each other, and it paid off tonight.
Of course, part of being a champion is not just coming into the ring winning, but it's having the good sparring partners, and a lot of credit to your camp.
Right, Jim Bailey, John Willis, those guys give me tremendous sparring, And this fight is as much for them as it is for me. And also, I'd like to thank God. I prayed for him before the fight to give me strength to fight to my fullest. And, you know, thanks a lot. And also, I love my parents, mom and dad. So I'll see you pretty soon.
One other question. In the third round, it looked like he dazed you with a shot to the head. Was your head clear in that third round, or did he really get you?
Oh, he got me. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. I was staggered. I mean, not staggered. I was stunned. I saw all those stars, and I just kept telling myself, just hold yourself together, keep punching, and demoralize them. Because, you know, you're a fighter. You know, if you got somebody hurt, your adrenaline shoots skyrocket. So I figured if I didn't really let him know that I was hurt, then maybe, you know, he would his confidence would go down.
Well, congratulations to our new U.S. champion, and one more step getting you back into that world title, and it's still vacant after your draw with Jerry Trimble.
I'll fight anybody. Anybody, welterweight, light middleweight. I don't care who I fight. I think, you know, win or lose, I'm going to give the crowd a good fight. So.
Okay, well, we hope to see you back in that world title, and I'm sure our fans are going to be looking for it. Let's go to Pat.
Okay, Jeff, very good. So Curtis, the explosive Thin Man Bush, lives up to his nickname with a fourth-round knockout of Chuck Cypress to win the FFKA U.S. Light Welterweight Championship. We'll be back with more